So I won't be wasting a single minute now. I'm eager to start this session. I'll increase the size of my screen by pressing Ctrl Shift and plus sign. And I hope everyone is able to see this. So yes, as I told you, today's topic is the second half of essential Python functions or methods, I would say. Function, method, operation, one and the same thing. So these are basically functions only. Okay, so Python I skipped some of the session due to some reason. No issues, Ram. Today's session is a very different or very new topic. So don't worry. I hope I'll try to start it from the scratch, or I'll try to explain it from the basics itself so that everyone will be able to understand it. So today's topic is second part of essential Python functions. So these are nothing but map, filter, reduce function, and as well as pickling. Pickling was not a part of this thing, but still I felt just to give you an idea how to extract a file and how to implement a file in Python. So I guess it would be helpful for you to understand. So that's why I'll be taking one more topic, that is pickling, and then we will move on to when practicing example for your, like for practicing purpose for you, and that would be the end. So yes, Python 3, that's how I just hope everyone will be typing out simultaneously with me. So make sure you are having your screens on, and yes, open Python 3 in your command prompt or terminal. Oh, what happened? Yeah, I'll clear the screen meanwhile. So map, filter, and reduce. So what basically map does is it's opposite of ease instance. So as you all know what ease instance is. Okay, so ease instance, I don't know. Ease instance is nothing but like as we all know, we check particular condition. Okay, so if we apply ease instance, we keep on checking condition of each and every element of that data type. Okay, be it list, string, whatever. So we check the condition. Let's say if we have a list of 1 to 10 elements which has a few strings also, A, B, C, D, something. Okay, then we ask our we apply ease instance to check whether to extract the elements which are, let's say, only integers. So we'll apply ease instance and integer comma L1. It means whatever list contains, like the list contains whatever number of elements, integers, will extract that. So if we print that list, we'll get only integers. Okay, so and map is completely opposite of that, I would say. So map means you literally convert one, it's basically used to convert one data type into another. So if you apply map function, what happens generally is if we are having the list with all the elements as string, okay, and if you want to convert it into list, so let's start typing out. I would say L1 equals to, let's say, 1 comma 2 comma 3 3 4 5. Okay, so this is our list which actually has numbers, but it is a string. As you all can see, it consists of 5 strings. So what if I want to apply map function here? So this list, as you all can see, consists of string, and if I want to convert it into map function, what I'll do basically is I'll take another list L2, then I'll convert it in the form of list, definitely map int comma L1. So all the elements of list L1, yeah, so all the elements of this L1 list will be converting into integers. Okay, and now what we are going to do is for element, now this thing has been done. Okay, every element in this list has been converted into string, and to check whether it has been done or not, what we'll do is for element in L1, if now we are going to apply ease instance, so just check what's happening. Oh, if ease instance, this thing is used, as you all know, to check a condition. So if ease instance, each and every empty element in L1 is integer or not. So if it's integer, it will only print that. Then we will print the element. For element in L1, if is instance of element is integer, so it means if every element in the list is integer, this is instance is to check the condition. Okay, then we will print the element. Now let's print element here. See, why we have got 5 here? Because we have executed this whole list here. So basically we are, this whole thing, once it gets executed, it's giving us the final output. Now if you want to check whether all the elements of list has been converted into from string to integer, we'll check in this way. See, this list L1 consists of all strings, basically all elements in the form of string, which has been converted into integer just by putting a map function. So if you apply map function here, so all the elements are just, so for any kind of conversion, I would say you can apply map function here. Let's take another example now, for your better understanding. I'll again create the same list and let's try to make a cube of it. Okay, so for your better understanding, L2 equals to map of L1. Okay, so this is basically what doing is, this thing is converting it in this form. So the list L2 will be the integer form of all the elements. And now let's, I hope everyone has got this is instance, what it is about, because we have done lot many examples using is instance till now. Okay, so that's basically the syntax that you need to remember. Okay, very few syntaxes are there in Python which you need to remember. So this is one of them. So make sure you're not messing up with any of the syntaxes, else you are going to get an error. Okay, let's say def cube. I'm not using magic here because I'm going to make a cube of function or of an element. Okay, now I'll return x star star cube. X. So I thought I got some new message here. Yeah, so return x star star 3 means, as you all know, this double star means raise to, basically what we raise to is in the indices form. So x raised to 3 if you want to find x raised to 5. So whatever uh, raised to value you want in the range of power. So 3 is nothing but the power of x here. Okay, it means x into x into x till 3. So it's a cube, right? And now if I print the answer in the form, we want this answer to get printed in the form of list. Okay, so if you print L2 immediate directly, you will get it in this format. But if you want to get the output of this thing, okay, so find here what I would say is actually L2 is this, but we are applying cube of L2 for every element of L2. So we expect output as 1. The cube of 2 is 8, 3 is 27, 4 is 64, 5 is 125, right? So we expect the answer in the form of cube of all the elements. Okay, so we'll print answer in this format list. Then we apply map to magic function. Okay, so we are applying, I'm sorry, not, this is not magic. Yeah, so we are applying map to this cube function, right? So L2. So it means that the whatever thing that has been assigned for the function cube, which means this thing, so we are assigning it for the elements of L2. Just imagine if we didn't have map function here, or if we didn't have map function here, how many lines of code it would have taken to print this whole thing. Like first list 2, list 1 is this, then we have to convert each and every element of list L1 which is in the form of string to integer. Then there would be say 4 to 5 lines of codes. Then L2 list would be this. Okay, and now we need to apply cube for each and can't we get L1 in answer? We can get Yukta, so you can try it for L1 as well if you want. Okay, so instead of writing L2, but again, error would be here that it will be in the form of string. So first, we have assigned L2, okay, to convert the uh, string into integer elements. Like to convert this thing into integer, we have assigned L2. So the converted values, like this conversion would be stored in L2. Okay, so L1 will be again this thing only. It will be in the form of string. So I guess you will get an error definitely because we can't apply cube to a string, right? So yes, what I was saying by the way. Yeah, so without map function, just imagine how difficult it would have been to apply. Uh, we might have used for loop here, or even, yeah, for loop would have been used here too. Okay, yeah, Yukta. So by applying for loop, we were supposed to multiply each and every element till 3 or do this operation, and then we would have got the answer. And then to convert that each and every individual answer, like 1, we would have got 1 in one line, 2 in 8 in another line, cube of 327 in the third line, cube of 464 in the fourth line, and so on and so forth. Okay, now to again get that thing extracted in the form of list, we would have to append it, right? So then we would have we would be applying what I'd say append to that list by using append, as you all know. Then after that we would have got our answer uh, in the following format. So let's see if we print answer now. Boom. So for just for this one line of code, like to get an output in this way, this 3 or 4 lines of code of, let's say, 5 lines of code would have been up to 15 to 20 lines if we wouldn't have applied a map function here. Okay, so what basically map function does is it applies one thing to another. Okay, each instance checks to whether this condition works or not, and map function applies any particular operation to each and every element. As you all can see, this cube, the operation of cube function is applicable to each and every element of this list L2, right? Here integer has been applied to each and every element of list L1, right? So that's how I would say map function works. Very basic examples I've took for your better understanding. So if we want to get the same thing done just in one line, okay, so I don't want to execute it in this 4 or 5 lines of code also. What if I want this thing to get done in just one line? So what can we use for that? Anyone, any suggestion from anyone? I want this whole thing to get executed in just one line of code. What should we do? Anyone who have attended the sessions till now? Please tell once again what is map function do. Okay, Priyansh. Oh, fine, no issues. I'll explain one more time. What map function does here is it converts, it applies a particular operation to each and every term of whether it is list, tuple, or dictionary, whatever you give it. It applies whatever function you have assigned here. Say integer we have assigned. So to every element of list, it will apply the integer form. So that's how it does here. For here, cube we have already assigned that what we do in cube. Okay, so see, we have already defined the function cube and what's its operation is. So operation of cube is to return the cube of whatever integer you have here. So it does the same thing. It returns us the cube of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this was our list L2. And by applying the cube function, it's returning us its cube, right? It's answer in the power of 3. So lambda function, exactly, Priyanshi. That's what I was expecting. We can use lambda function here to get. I hope, Priyansh, you have got the answer, or like what math function does. So I've explained it for the third time now. So I'll move on to the next thing, which is applying using lambda function. Exactly. So cool. Priyansh has got it. So let's reduce this whole code into 3 to 4 lines. I'm sorry, into one line. So just answer equals to list. Okay, because this L2 is nothing but a list, okay, and we are expecting the answer in the form of list as well, right? List, I am applying map function using another lambda function. So this is nothing but function in function. So that's why it's called as essential Python functions, okay, or operations, where we are doing map operation to even to a lambda function. X such as x raised to 3, okay, comma L2. It means for every element of L2, every element would get multiplied to itself for 3 times to get its cube. If you don't want cube, you can print whatever you want, any operation, let's say x plus 2 if you want, so every element would get incremented by 2. If we apply let's say x into 5, so every element would get multiplied by 5, so answer would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So anything you can do, you keep experimenting, you like I keep on saying that type out whatever code I'm typing simultaneously. That doesn't mean you're always supposed to type out literally each and every statement as per what I'm typing. You can make a bit changes for your experimenting. Instead of doing this operation, you can apply any other operation. So what basically happens is you will be more confident to code in Python. You will be like, okay, I can do this much at least from my side, so I'll be able to do more the next time. So yes, you can take any other operation too. I hope I've completed all the braces, right? So if I print my answer here, boom, you have got the same thing. Let's do something other. Let's say I want to find the multiple of 10 of every element, and if I print answer C, so 1 2 3 4 5, if I multiply every element by 10, I'll get the answer. So just see, this much was the line of codes we got by simply applying a function, basic function. So these were like 5 lines of code, okay, and here we have got it. Oh, here we have got it using one single line using man function. So that's nothing but a beauty of map function, I would say. So yes, that's how it works. Okay, moving on to the next thing. I hope everyone has got it. Any queries? If you have any queries, ask me immediately, or even you can ask me in the last Q&A session, the last ever Q&A session of this Python training. So yes, we will move on to the next part, that is filter. So this was map function. You can apply it in whatever way you want, but make sure you are not messing up with the syntax. Okay, I'll clear the screen. I hope everyone has done this much. Yeah, so moving on to the next part, which is reduce function. So reduce function is I'm sorry, filter. So filter means, as you all, the name itself indicates, it will filter out uh, particular things that we expect it to, like if we have the whole list and if you want to extract particular element which is divisible by 3, okay, so it will filter out that much only. So this is nothing but pretty similar to ease instance, but there is a difference though, obviously. As you all know, Python, if any two things in Python which are doing the same operation, Python would definitely reduce it to one only. It means, like, let's say switch case is there in Python. As you all know what switch case is, right? So it's nothing but a loop where you apply to find out an output of everything. Let's say press 1 for January, plus 2 for February, and so on and so forth. So when we press 2, we will get an answer as February. There we use switch case, right? So this thing was not needed in Python because Van Rossum, the founder of Python, thought that why to even take uh, the why to introduce the whole term switch case. Okay, if we have if else statement or if elif statement, which we can literally use to extract such kind of output. Okay, so there he felt there is no need to apply this whole uh, switch case. So these things, like even go to statement is not there in Python, as we all know. So these statements, Van Rossum felt these are not required. So why to uh, create another package or create another storage for the same thing? So there are many things which are not required in Python, like array also. Array is not there. You have list. So list can be used as array also, right? So the same thing. That's why there is whenever you get two different things perform pretty similar operation, there has to be at least a basic difference. So as we all have seen yesterday, what's the difference between uh, listen, yeah, print and return. So return basically just returns us the value, and print means it store values somewhere in the system as well. So when we print the answer, let's say, so answer has already been stored in your at when any particular location. Okay, so the value has been stored in your system or in the Python, but when we just returns the value, it will just extract the value. So that's a difference. So that's why there is a difference between return and print. So here also in the filter function, it's again for condition checking, just like ease system, but there is a difference that I'll be telling to you shortly. Okay, so yes, it's pretty similar. Let's try doing a lambda, another lambda function here, just like we did here. So let's say result equals to list, and I'm applying the filter function here, lambda x such as x mod 2 equals to 0. As you all know, list L2 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what this thing means is for every element of x, if x mod 2 equals to 0 means if the remainder is 0, basically this is nothing but to find the divisibility. So it will print the even numbers. Okay, it will check whether this number is completely divisible by 2 and we are getting 0 in remainder, then only it will print it, comma L2. This is for every element of L2. What is the difference between hash function and map function? Hash function we have not covered here because this was not a part of, I would say, basic Python syllabus, but I'll get back to you about the same thing at the end of today's Q&A session. Or if not today, then in our WhatsApp group, I'll discuss about it, okay? So list filter lambda, I guess, yeah, yep. And if I print result, res, so yes, we have got 2 and 4. So any kind of operation that you want to apply, you can apply it in this way using filter function. Now let's create another function. Let's say f1 equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll take a string in this as well. Okay. Now this f1 is a list consists of these 5 elements. First 4 are integers and 5th is a string. Now if I apply filter here, so another way to apply filter here, basically, yeah, filter functions. Okay, so this is actually the proper syntax. So filter function is nothing but I have given the name to a function. So filter function of x tab if is instance of x, it's str, means if the element, every element it will check whether the element is string, then only we want it to get printed, right? So print the x. Now let's store the result in this format, list where this thing is called, yeah, filter. You can give whatever name you want. Okay, if you found this filter function is too long, give any another name, but not filter, because filter is already a keyword. Okay, so even if you give it, actually there won't be any problem, but for your better understanding, you should give any other name except filter here, because Python doesn't take this filter. If we apply filter for x here, this filter and this filter won't be same for Python, as it both the things will be located to other memory locations. So it will be easier for Python to extract what exactly operation it has to done on this filter function if we mention filter here, and as well as this function. Okay, but for visualization purpose, for better understanding, I have given another name. You can even write fun, anything, filter function func comma f1. So this thing will be applicable for every element of the function, for the list f1. Okay, and now if we, let's say, print the result, oh, f1 is not defined, how come? Acha, FL. Oh, my mistake, my fault. Yeah. So by default, I have written FL instead of FN here. So yeah, we F1 and not FL. Okay. Oh God. Name is instance. Oh God. Instance. Nothing but few syntax errors because I have misspelled it in every line. I guess is instance. Cool. If is instance print x. Now I expect the output. Yeah. See, we have got the thing which is like which was string here. So we have extracted basically what was the string here. So basically this map filter these functions are uh, alternative. You can use anyone instead of any. Okay, so you wherever you feel comfortable or wherever you feel, as you all know about time complexity and space complexity, it means we want our code to get executed with minimum time and minimum space as in not space, it means as per the memory location. So it should take least memory location for storage purpose, and it should get executed in the least time. Okay, so basically it means that our system should not uh, it should not use lot much of power when it comes to the execution. So that's why we use functions and these kind of things, okay, to make the code get reduced in size as well as in time. So there you have lot many options. You can use map function, you can use reduce, easy install, you can apply all together all these things. Okay, uh, and there are many other ways, as you all know. We can do it in lambda as well. So that's how that's where you get versatility, or that's where you get an option to choose whatever suits for your code, or to the question basically they ask us for. So whatever suits better as per your requirement, you can use whatever function you want. So that's it. That was the filter function. I have another example for filter function actually, so let's start that one too. So I guess I have it. Just hold for a second. Okay. I should clear the screen, should I? Control and L. Yeah. So the next example of filter would be this. Okay, let's take uh, vowels. Okay, so as you all know, vowels are A, E, I, O, U. So let's create a list of vowels A, comma E, comma I, O, and U. Okay, so these are nothing but vowels. So now we are giving one particular name. Let's say cyberfrat. So cyberfrat, this is the list we have given. Okay, now we want to apply a function in such a way that only the vowels of this whole name. Okay, you can even give a sentence here instead of just one letter. You can give a whole sentence. Let's say cyberfrat is an ERP community. Okay, anything. My name is Rutuja. Anything you can give, and from there you want to extract the vowels only. Okay, so there you can apply. Just give me a sec. Okay. So there, what's happening here is vowels name cyberfriend, and now we want to extract the output in a way that it should show us only the vowels from whatever input that we are giving, no matter whether even if it's repeating. Okay. So list, I'll apply the filter function here. All right. Then again, lambda. You can get this thing done using a normal function. So as we all have seen, how can we do it using where it has been gone. Yeah. So using lambda function, we have got the same answer. Without using lambda function, we have got this answer. So it's your wish in what way you want this to get done. So I'm using lambda function for the easier execution. Lambda for x in x such that it will imply all the vowels in the name. Okay, and now we print the output PUT. So what's happening here is we are filtering it. Okay, we see as you all can see, we have not applied ease instance here. By using filter function, you are literally executing or extracting the element which apply which gets executed using this operation. So lambda of x such that x in vowels has to be a name. I'm sorry, in name. Uh, every element has to be vowel. Then only it will extract the output. Okay, so using dry run, how it would get executed is it will check that name is a list. Okay, so it will enter into the list. I'm sorry, name is a string, so it will enter in through the name. First element, it will check C, whether C is here in this list. It will check one by one. No, it will remove it. Okay, next comes Y. It will check whether it is applicable, like whether Y equals to A. No. Y equals to E. No. Y equals to I. No. Y equals to O. No. Y equals to U. No. Again, this will get eliminated. Same thing for B. Okay, so B also will get eliminated. Another things come E. So E equals to A. No. E equals to E. Yes. So this thing will get added in the output. Output is nothing but a list. So the first element of output would be E, and so on and so forth. This will keep on happening. Just imagine how many lines of code it will take to run the same thing in C or Java even. It will be pretty huge, okay, because we have to literally perform operation of every element with of this string with all these 5 elements, right? So it will be a pretty huge code or pretty lengthy code if you consider it in C or Java, C++, wherever. Okay, but we have got the answer just right by writing 4 types, 4 lines of code. Just simply by applying filter function and lambda function here, we will get our output in one line. See, E and A. In Cyberfrat, E and A are the 2 things which are vowels, right? So that's how it's done. Next thing comes is reduce. So yeah, map filter we have checked. Now we'll check what reduce function is. I'll clear the screen again. So reduce is nothing but it will reduce I'd say any output to one single line. Okay, so if you want to apply a same operation to all the elements, okay, so it will keep on applying it and reducing it in such a way that the final output would be a singleton. Okay, so let's say we have elements from 1 to 5. Okay, and we want to apply an addition operation. Let's take your date of birth. Okay, so date of birth would be of Cyberfrat is, if I'm not, it's 3 August 2017 or 2016. It was 2016, I guess. So whatever date you take, okay, and if as we all can as we all know, there is a thing which tells you what's the addition of your date of birth. Okay, so for doing that, we keep on adding each and every number, okay, till it gets reduced to one number. Let's say mine is 17 July 1999. Okay, so 17 means 1 plus 7 is 8. Again July 7, so 8 plus 7 15, 5 plus 1. Addition of 9, no matter how many times it will be 9, so 999's addition would be 9 in the end. 27, 2 plus 7 9, plus 1 10, plus 16. So ultimately the total addition of 17 7 1999 would be 7. I hope you all are getting this. Okay, basically we are adding each and every digit. Okay, so even if it's 27, let's say, so there we are adding 2 plus 7, and we'll get final output as a single digit. Okay, similarly, if we want to reduce a function to if we want to reduce a program to its single output in a single digit, like a single output, if we expect a single integer, we can say, So we do it using reduce function. So the name itself indicates that we are reducing it. So for using a function reduce, we need to import a package of Python which is called as functool. So the package of reduce, the execution of reduce function is inside functool. So that's why we will have to extract it. So you don't have to do much of the thing. You just have to import functools. That's it. Your functools has been imported. Now, if you apply reduce function, it can be applied in this way. So let's say L1 equals to, if we take a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. So we want to find the addition of all these terms. So the way it will get executed is in this format. So by applying reduce function, what's happening here is we will apply functools dot reduce lambda. Lambda is basically, again, to make the line of code shorter. So lambda x comma y, where is y, such as x plus y. So what we are expecting is, let's say first x is 1, second y, and y is 2 here. So what we are expecting x plus y as an output. So 1 plus 2 would be 3. Okay, so now 3 here would be x, and this next 3 would be here as y. So 3 plus 3 is 6. So addition of this whole thing would be 6, which would be considered as x again. Okay, so it's nothing but a looping again, right? So even if you apply any function here, basic function, or even if you apply for loop here, it's going to get run in the same way. So addition, let's say till 6 we have done the addition. So addition of this much would be 21, I guess. Yeah. So 21 would be x here, and then it will move on to the next element as y. So 7 would be y here. So 21 plus 7, we will get 28. So again 20 it will consider as x plus 9, so on and so forth, as many numbers as you kept. So that's how it will work. Comma L1, it means for every element. So make sure, okay, you are mentioning this. If you are not mentioning this, it's going to show an error. As we all have seen, for each and every function that we have used, be it filter, map, reduce, we have mentioned the term because we want to show, right, for what thing exactly we are applying this function. So that's why we need to mention for the every element of list L1, we are applying this function. Now let's print the answer. So we will get the answer in the reduced form till the last element. So yes, 55 is the addition of 1 plus 2, then 1 plus 2 plus 3, then 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 till it reaches 10. Okay, or basically 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, so also for till 10. So that's how reduce function works. If you want, even if you want to apply multiplication operation or power operation, let's say raised to 4 of every element, then it will keep doing thing unless and until it reaches to the last element, and it will give us the uh, compact output. That's how reduce function works. So yes, last thing is what is the last thing? Pickling, which was not a part of any of the syllabus, but I still feel that it's an easy topic and to give you a better idea of how exactly Python code works, I thought to take this topic. So I'll clear the screen. I hope everyone has got this much. Next thing, which is the last thing basically of this whole Python training, as a hands-on practice, which is pickling. So pickling is nothing but what the name itself indicates, that we are mixing up things. So mixing up things. Okay. So for that, again, we have to import a tool which is called as import a package, I would say, which is called as pickle. I Yes, so after importing pickle, we can now apply the pickle function, I'd say. So basically, when we do any operation in Python, okay, it has its value stored in particular memory location. So what do you think? What it should be storing in a memory location? Just the value? No. Has anyone know the concept of metadata? Okay, what metadata is? Data about data. So let's say if we are printing the answer here, it doesn't mean it's just extracting and showing us the answer. For this 55 also, there are lot many values assigned, that what is the memory location of 55, okay, or what's the date and time it has been executed. All right, then what is the size, how much time it took to execute, what is the number of lines to execute it in the background. Here you are seeing is just a one line code, we are getting the output within fraction of seconds, but actually inside the Python, inside the back like in the background and in your system, how many lines of code the system is requiring to execute this code. Okay, these are the things which are need to be considered. So metadata is data about data in such a way that even if you want to uh, create a replica or a duplicate of that data of this 55, this metadata consists so many values, it will be so it contains as much value which will help you to replicate the same output, just like this 55. So to get this output, not just this thing, even if we consider this list, okay, so how many elements are there, what are the number of elements, basically nothing but if we copy an element, so we get the same thing, right, as an output. If we copy list L1 to L2, we will get each and every term in L2. So to extract in the same way, metadata, it creates a metadata. Pickle creates a metadata of whatever things that we are seeing. It will create, let's say if we say functool here, so it will create a metadata of functool in such a way that it will create such kind of huge value, okay, that it will be easier for it to, even if to create a copy of it, that thing would be enough for it. Okay, so so that's how pickle works. Okay, even if you are not exactly copying the element, we won't be using copy word at all, we won't be using extract word at all, we won't be using print word at all, still we will get the exact same thing as a replica. Okay, so it basically stores the value in the form of files in our system and extract it whenever we want. So there we use dump and dump function, okay, or dump keyword, where it dumps the value uh, inside the file, or to extract that file as an output we use load function, okay, or load keyword. So that was the shorter idea of what pickle is, but I guess if I execute it, you will get it to know better. So I will again import pickle, and now let's do an operation. Let's say I've taken a dictionary, Rutuja, okay, which consists of gender as female, comma. So this is, as you all know, it's a dictionary because we are giving using curly braces. This gender is key, and it has value as female. So second key is age, and its value is 20. Closing it. What's the issue, man? Okay, I have not completed these braces, this course here. Yeah, cool. Yes, so we have created a dictionary, Rutuja here. Okay, you can give your name, no matter what you give, with open. This is the syntax of pickle. Okay, so keep in mind we are opening it as this thing has been stored as a backup. Okay, whenever you import a pickle, so everything you are noting down will be stored as a backup in the system. Okay, so we will expect it to revert back to us in the form of text file. So that's why we are giving text. What this RB is, I guess I should go for written first. So just 12%. Backup dot text. I'll tell you what's happening. Okay, so don't worry. And comma WB. Where is W? Yeah. This means return binary. So this whole thing is getting converted in the form of binary code, okay? And it is, the replica is getting stored in backup.txt. And when we write the binary, it extracts us the same output, okay? So that's why we are writing it on it. That's why we use WB, which stands for write B, let's say as F. It means we are opening this whole thing as F, or you can give anything else as such. So pickle. Today's lecture is kinda like it's going to be a bit lengthier, so I hope everyone is going to stay with me till the end, because this is the last topic. Then we will quickly summarize what we have done till the date, and by discussing about future scope of Python, we'll end this training. So we will pickle the dump. As I told you, dump means extracting the file. Rutuja, comma, F. All right. So what this line says is, with open backup text as WB as function F, okay, pickle.dump Rutuja F. What this says, we are pickling and dumping. As I told you, dumping means extracting it. Extracting what? Rutuja in F. F is nothing but this operation. So it's extracting whatever thing we have written here in the form of binary. Okay, why WB? Because we are writing down this binary. Now writing means actually applying an operation to it, so actually executing it, actually working on it. And if we apply RB here, it means the code will simply read it. Okay, so now to this thing has been done, it means this backup file has already performed all the operation on this, and this whole thing is getting has got converted into binary. Now to extract that binary file and to get the output in the same way, okay, we will do it in following format. So again, with open backup text, I'll do RD here. I'm sorry, RB. This means read the binary. So whatever things we have extracted from dictionary to binary here, again, it will read it now. So it will again convert it back to uh, the dictionary format. Let's store this value somewhere. I'll say pickle val. I'll store it in this way. You can store wherever you want. Pickle dot load. This is its basic syntax. So as I keep telling you, don't mess up with the syntax. So what we are loading? Function F. So whatever operation we have done to this dictionary Rutuja, now we are loading it. It means extracting back. Before, dumping means to execute, to perform some operation on it. And backup.txt means it's actually storing the binary value of this thing in a backup, okay, in the form of text. And now we are again extracting the value from text to the original format using function load. Okay, so it's nothing but a function of pickle, load and dump r. I hope you're getting it all. And now we will print the p-val so that we will get the actual value. See, p-val, this what this thing is doing is, this is extracting the function, right? So that's how we have got our value, the extracted value. Okay, so just to give me a sec. Just to extract the value in whatever way we want, okay, we apply pickle function. So just to create, I would say, what's the reason to use pickle is to create a replica using text file. Okay, another thing would be to extract the value in whatever way we want. Okay, it converts it into binary. You must be wondering what's the use of this pickling thing. Okay, so when you have, this is just a basic that we are learning. So when you have a huge set of code, is data type of p-val is dictionary? Yes, of course, it's dictionary. That's why we have got it in the form of output in the form of dictionary only, right? Because we have extracted this in the form of dictionary only. Rutuja is nothing but a dictionary here, okay, which is getting converted into F, all right? And again, whatever way it has been converted into binary format, we are converting that binary again in the form of dictionary. So p-val is definitely a dictionary here. You can check it by using type print type of p-val. See, class dict, it means this is a dictionary, right? So definitely the data type of p-val is dictionary. I hope you got the answer, Yukti. So that's how pickle is works. So when you have a use database, okay, and there you want to apply any particular operation where you want to convert it into dictionary, binary format, and you want to extract it to another location. So this extraction basically is done to create its replica to very new file where even this thing doesn't allow to, let's say, to extract it. Okay, so this whole thing can be extracted into very new file or into a new system using this much set of code, like with dump function of pickle and with load function of pickle. There you can literally basically converting data into binary format, and again converting that binary format into the same kind of data, so basically creating a replica. So that's how pickle function works. That's it, end of the whole Python training. We have got till the date. Now we will be discussing or summarizing what things we have done till the date and moving on to the next thing, that is future scope of Python. This whole thing would be done within next 5 to 7 minutes. So till now, any doubts, anyone? You can shoot immediately in your chat box, or else we will literally summarize what we have done. So even if you have missed anything out, don't worry, we'll be summarizing it in very short way. I won't be typing out anything, but I'll just tell you what we have done till now. So I guess, yes, that's it. We will now summarize what we have learned. So our first session was introduction to Python, where I explained what Python is about and who discovered it, the timeline actually, how Python versions got, how Python versions basically kept getting better day by day. And then we discuss about what are the applications of Python, where it can get used, and what was the need to create this coding language, and the basic scenario of what happened while introducing Python to this world. Okay, I also told you that how Python is getting used nowadays. I mean, what is the impact of Python in the whole coding world, or even in IT profession. In next session, and I guess we did some basic operation as well, addition, subtraction and all. Then second topic was basic operation and fundamentals in Python, where we discuss about what are the various data types in Python, how to do basic operations like be it calculation or applying, let's say, binary conversion. We were supposed to get done in that session only, but I missed it. So I covered it in yesterday's session, binary conversion. So it was kind of a part of basic operations. So those were the things we discussed. Basically, what are the like keywords of Python? What is loop in Python? How to execute it and all. Okay. Third was strings, control statement, and program flow. Right. So control statement, as you all know, if else statement, if elif, only if statement, and the three things basically. Okay, and also for loop, while loop, why there is not do while loop or switch keys in Python. We'll discuss about that. Then fourth session was string and string function. So string, as you all know, this Rutuja here, I'm sorry, this female here is a string, age here is a string. Okay, so we discuss about string, and string has the maximum function, if I'm not wrong, 18 to 20. And we try to cover all of them, like 90% of the function we covered that day. Okay, then we had list and list function. So what is list, how to create a list, how to take inputs of list from a user. We discuss all the using append function. So then there were almost again 16 to 17 functions of list, which we covered all of them in that session. So that was all about list, how to implement a list and everything. Sixth session was about tuples. As you all know, we discussed about what tuple is all about, what is the difference between list and tuple, why to introduce a tuple. So list is, as you all know, is mutable and iterable. It means you can create as many lists as you can, and you can modify the list every time. Okay, so if you are creating L1 is 1 2 3 4 5, in the next line if you are creating L1 is equal to 1 2 3 4 5 6, so it will get modified. Same thing if you try to apply for tuple, it won't happen because tuple is immutable. It means you can't change one particular tuple in, you can't modify it. So again, what is the basic difference you got to know, but what is the reason for doing this? Why, if tuple and list, both of the things are doing pretty similar things or functions, then why was the need to create tuple separately? Again, Van Rossum, a great legend, who thought that if we are having a huge set of code, or as you all know, Python is majorly used in data science. So in data science, as modify in the same tuple, it will create another replica or another copy of the output. Okay, so to for a safer side, okay, if we don't want any operation to get applied on our data and to modify our data, we use tuples, and if we want to do the modification on the same data, we use list. So that was what we learned in that day. The next was, yeah, function and its advanced topic, seventh session. Yeah. So function, we checked what function is, how to write a function, how to call a function. There we covered lambda function as well, and concept of closure we took there. Closure is nothing but function, nested function. So we discussed few examples of closure as well. On eighth session, we discussed about functions and scope of function and scope of variable. So scope, as you all know, it's LEGP, local, enclosing, global, and built-in. So we checked what are the types of scope there and how to utilize it in function, and uh, how to execute a program in by using scope. Okay, that was the thing we discussed that day. Then our ninth session was dictionary and advanced topic in dictionary, so I tried to cover it all together. Actually, dictionaries and advanced topics were two different topics, but I merged it all together because I wanted to introduce you with another topic, which was list, comprehension, generators and recursion. So our ninth topic was dictionaries and its advanced topics, where we covered ease instance and all, how to how to create a dictionary, how to take inputs from user in a dictionary. We discussed about all that thing. Then in next topic was list, comprehension, generator, and recursion. Recursion, this was not a part of the syllabus, but I wanted to take it because I felt it would be very great if you get introduced to this thing, and I guess it was useful for you all, because recursion, we took an example of factorial. As you all know, there are a lot many things you can do with recursion as well. So it's nothing but function calling itself. Okay, every time it's reducing its value unless and until it reaches to its lowest value. So that's what recursion is. Then we discuss about list comprehension, which we already discussed 2-3 times earlier, but still for those who were joining it for the first time, we cleared the concept again for them. Then generators, as you all know, if you want to what I'd say, if you want to execute, or if you want to extract only one set of output. So here our output, let's say in list, uh, where, yeah, here we are getting E and A. Okay, if you want E to get printed on one line, A on, and only if we want the next thing to get printed, next output. So there we apply uh, a generator. So by applying next word keyword, we used to get output of every new term. Okay, so here let's say print vowel. If we print next of vowel, we will get it in every individual term in every single line. So first we will get A, then if we apply next of vowel, we will get E. If we try to apply for loop on the same to get next three things all together in a single output, we can apply it using for loop. So if we use next of vowel using for loop for three elements, we will get these strings all together. So basically we can modify how to show our output or how to print our output as per user requirements. There we use generators. Yesterday's topic was our 11th session, which was essential Python operations, where we discuss about like what we discuss about map reduce, and this thing we took today. What we discussed yesterday? Can anyone tell me? I seriously forgot. Uh, Anyone? What we discussed yesterday? Exception handling. Yes, exactly. Binary conversion. Yes, Yukti. So yes, my audience is pretty active. Yes, exception handling is the thing we covered yesterday. Except, try, accept, and try, accept, and finally. Okay. So actually, in Java, as you all know, there also we have try, accept, try, catch, and uh, finally. These are the thing in Java, but in Python, instead of catch, we have accept, because it accepts the exceptional value. So to uh, accept the errors also, we use try, exception handling. So that's what we discussed yesterday. Binary conversion also we discussed. We took one example of pattern also. Meanwhile, we kept taking many examples for your practice purpose. So we took lot many examples of extracting an output or pattern. Meanwhile, we whenever we got time, we kept doing that thing also. Then mm, today's session was, as you all know, it was map reduce and uh, filter function and pickling. That's what we discussed in today's session also. Now we are going to take future scope of Python. So you have learned all this. Okay, so what was the motto of learning all this, and what will be the use of uh, this learning this whole thing, or basically what is the output of doing this now? So that we'll be discussing. Meanwhile, we also covered what things are not there in Python and what was the need for not having all these things in Python. Like we don't have characters, switch case, do while loop, or pointers, or arrays, or curly braces, or go to statement, exit statement. These things are not there in Python. So why Van Rossum didn't feel the need to create all this? I guess I have explained this thing in alternate sessions. So 6 to 7 times I have explained why there are few things which are not there in Python the way they are in other coding languages. Okay, so that was the thing we discussed. So I guess, yeah, these many things we have covered till now. So last thing is, what is the future scope of Python? Very short topic to discuss actually. So that's why I merged it along with map filter function. So uh, whatever you have learned till now, okay, in this 12th session, was the output of this, how to execute this. So I'll be telling you this, like I I keep telling you. So, but again, repeating the same thing. These were the basic Python training. Okay, this was a basic Python training. There are many advanced things in Python, like class is there, and method overloading is there, and overriding, and all these things are actually there in Python, which is pretty, which is considered as advanced topic. Okay, but in this 12th session, I have covered all the basic things. Person should know in Python. So even if you go on your LinkedIn and add Python as your skill and along in bracket basics, okay, so because you have done all the basics in Python till now, so you will be able to solve all the basic things in Python. And to move into advanced, we might have to take another course as per the student's requirement. So using this, when you learn the whole thing of Python, uh, you will be able to do lot many things. So my motto for uh, learn teaching you this Python training, this basic Python training, was because I wanted you all to develop interest in Python, because this is the most this is the most feasible language people are using worldwide now. Okay, after Java is going down now, as you all can see, Julia is there, which is coming upward, which I'm not much aware about, but yeah, I've seen how to code in Julia. So that's also one. Uh, Kotlin is there, which is, uh, uh, I'd say, Java is getting replaced by Kotlin. Okay, and the way Python replaced many other coding languages. So Kotlin is also a new thing which is pretty useful if you learn it instead of learning Java, because Java is pretty hectic, right? Even I used to screw up in Java a lot many times. So C is beautiful. I mean, C is big. Python is nothing but these all packages of Python are already done in the form of C. So Van Rossum has run the packages. Okay, so when you write def here, this thing is getting executed inside your background or inside your system in C language only. Okay, so inside this def, there is hell lot of huge set of codes that Rossum has written in C, and what you are getting here as an output is just an execution, very shorter execution. But in background, it's a very huge set of code which keeps running simultaneously. So uh, I wanted you all to develop interest in Python, and those who have learned maximum, who have attended maximum session, I'm damn sure you all will feel confident at least to start your career in Python even. So in future, what you can do in using Python is you can create your web application in Python. There are lot many projects, small projects even. You can check on social sites like Udemy, Coursera, edX, and like there you will get lot many projects in Python. You can create an Android application. There are many projects on IoT. So IoT is basically it's done using Raspberry Pi. So there are projects of IoT using Raspberry Pi along with Python. So you can work on that. Python is pretty important thing when it comes to data science. So that's a major scope. So those people who want to learn data science, Python has to be their priority. Data visualization there also. And there are lot many users of Python. So it's a language which is getting used worldwide at the top. Okay, most of the cases nowadays. So it's rocking actually. So now industry has been moved from C and Java to Python and Kotlin. Okay, so this is the future, I would say. So if you want to live amazingly in the future, I would suggest you to start coding at least half an hour to 1 hour a day in Python at least. Okay, because unless and until you keep practicing, you won't gain the confidence. As I told you yesterday itself, your practice is directly proportional to confidence when it comes to coding, no matter what language you use. So I expect you all to keep coding every time all together. And moreover, I would say that uh, all of you are a part of our WhatsApp group. So there you can, we have already shared the recorded session, all 11 recorded session till the date. We have shared the links for the same, so you can go through it, practice as much time as you can, because it's a lockdown quarantine. Is it possible, ma'am, in next time can you take webinar session on Python with machine learning? To be very honest, Priyansh, I'm not I am aware about machine learning. I have learned machine learning, but there I did it when I was not much aware about Python that time. I did it with C. I can do it, but I'll need to practice and put lot much effort to get it learned by my own. But yes, I'll give it a thought. I'll let you know if at all my schedule permits me to do this thing as well. So yes, I'll try my best to do it. So Python, if you want to attain this kind of session like Python in data science, Python in machine learning, Python in cyber security, we can conduct these many lectures for you. But all we want is your interest. Okay, so if you are interested, just let us know. Moreover, if you are a cyberfrat plus member, actually all these sessions or we have done till the date 12 session, they all were accessible only for the plus members. But just to give you more information or just for a happy learning in this quarantine time or in this lockdown period, we kept it free for you all. So we believe in free learning as well. But if you want to get more benefits of such trainings, I would say there are a lot many trainings we have done till now. Boot campus thing, then we have done many sessions on machine learning, AI, blockchain, and we keep on teaching this thing to people. Not I'm just taking Python, or I have taken Python. There are a lot many industrial experts who take other sessions, and you won't get it in such a less amount, just in 1200 for students and 1800 for professional for 1 year. You won't get it anywhere else. This Python training takes 10,000, minimum 10,000, the thing which I have taught you in last 12 session. When you try to bet me, I mean, I will come if someone is taking this just in 1200 rupees. Okay, so this training basically takes 10,000. My friend learned it for 10,000, and I was like, why, if you're getting all these things online? Okay, so people are literally investing lot many money in it, which you are literally getting just for 1200 rupees here. So yes, I would say join Cyberfrat Plus membership on the cyberfrat.com/plus. There, if you need, if you have any queries, you can ping us on WhatsApp so that we can guide you how to fill the form and everything.